So to me, governance definitely has to be intentionally in your organization. Where are there some gaps in routine tasks that we can start out using AI in a simple format? On a small scale of how we might be able to use it, identify the AI tools that best fit that. Then you're going to say, okay, where are we using AI in our organization? Who is using AI, right? Because governance also needs to be about who can use AI. We can't have everybody using AI, putting everything into it. Who can use AI? What data is allowed to be input into these large language models, right? Do we need to create our own large language model? How are we sanitizing the data before we use it? Then we're looking at what kind of impact will the use of this tool have on our organization? That's where the measurement of the ROI comes from, right? So the form, the fit, the function. And then is it really saving time? Right. And if you have, let's say you create some automations and workflows and prompts, who's creating those prompts? Are people using the same prompts? I think that needs to be a part of governance too. How are you allowing people to use this information? And what specific instructions do you have related to that? There are some key things such as compliance and pricing. I definitely would want a set of prompts to guide people through as a start. And then they can build from there, right? They can ask additional questions. They are analyzing the information, using those critical thinking skills to make an assessment. And we're looking at the output. The AI is the first draft. That's got to be part of the governance too. Don't just take the data and run with it. We still have to analyze the accuracy of the data. So I don't think, and also in that regard with AI, I'm not going to say, oh, AI is terrible with data, it hallucinates. No, if you have an obligation to verify the data and the resources. We've always had that obligation. I mean, when I was in college and high school, anytime I wrote a paper, I had to document my sources, verify that they were credible. And it's the same thing. It's just on a larger scale and faster now. And we have a way to increase, have guardrails for that. So who's going to use this? How are we going to start? What data are we going to have in our system? What kind of authority and access and levels of approval? Which systems is this going to have access to? You don't want it going everywhere and deleting entire databases or things. Start out small and then scale. We have to be really careful about that. And I have an acronym that I love when it comes to the data, and I'm going to spell it instead of say it the other way. I'm going to say crop, but it's actually CRAAP. When you're analyzing your data, is it current? Is it relevant based upon what you want to use it for? Is it from someone of authority that is reputable, knowledgeable authority in this space, right? Is it accurate? How do you know it's accurate? And what was the purpose that data was created for? So when you ask it to show resources, which most tools do, which is why I love Perplexity for deep research, check all those things out. When it cites a resource, do that CRAAP and then build from there. Also, you can have even some people are more advanced where they have agents, right? AI agents, which are AI work staff, but they're agents that are doing certain tasks, right? Have the agents check each other. Have it set up where you can conduct the work and it's only allowed to use the data that you upload with it. So in each of these different tools or our own tech stack, we can create a project folder and it's only to operate from within those documents. That's another guardrail, right? And then we are having people check it or we're having another agent check it there's different ways in which we can do that. Different tools are better at different things and give different output. That's perfectly okay. It has to fit your need, your organization, and how your infrastructure is set up. And then for the return on investment, if we can't measure it, is it real?